If you're new, this intro sets the tone. Lots of people like the song. That's why it's here. The support section is after that. It helps me keep the work going. The method section explains how I do what I do. If you've been here before, go ahead and skip ahead. If not, and if you're new, please don't miss what matters.
In the shadows where the silence speaks, I walk the line where the lost souls seek. With whispers of hope and a guiding light, I'll search the dark, bring the truth to light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. I'm a seeker of the unseen, I'm bridging worlds where the heart has been. Where the heart, with every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the love. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light.
Hi guys, before we dive in, I just want to ground us for a second. Because what I share here isn't just content, it's part of a much bigger mission. These reads, these truths, the channeling, the cases, it all takes real energy, time, and spiritual labor. And part of how I stay in the work without burning out is through decks, memorial pieces, magical merch, scheduled readings, and new offerings that I've created for the collective. Interested in learning how to channel, where to begin your sacred work, or just jump into true crime readings? I've got some powerful classes coming up. Spots are limited and are starting soon, so grab your spot in the PayHip store. And yes, payment options are available to make it easier for you to grab what speaks to your spirit. So if something resonates and you feel called to support, check out the links below. Just a quick snippet about Justice's training. This isn't just obedience, it's destiny. His astrology confirms it. Justice was born to protect, serve, and walk beside me to find the missing. This is part of his soul contract and mission. If you feel called to support this part of the mission, know that every pause step he takes is guided by purpose. Every search we do is sacred. If you believe in the work, the calling, or the cause, your support means everything. Again, you'll find my shops, the GoFundMe for Justice's training, in the Linktree below. No pressure, just alignment, real support for real work. Real quick, I partnered with a friend over at Healing Gem Studio, a beautiful small shop that offers handpicked crystals, mystical pieces, and sacred tools for your spiritual path. By shopping through the link in the description and using the code SLEUTH10, you'll get a special discount, and portion of your purchase also supports me directly. Support the mission, like, subscribe, leave positive comments. Your support doesn't have to be big. Say it's just about intention. So say a prayer, drop a donation. If you're feeling fancy, every little bit fuels the mission. And if there's anything I create or offer that speaks to you, grab it. I hope you enjoy it because everything has intention and love built in. Quick reminder before we get to the work. Let me explain how I work and how I do this. My readings can pull from the past, present, or potential futures. Sometimes all three at once. Spirit doesn't follow a clock. Time here isn't linear, it's layered. So if something comes through that you're like, wait, is that now or before? It might be both. Symbolism is key. Now, real quick. I've been doing most of my channeling and card work ahead of time lately. And honestly, the channel is way clearer that way. It helps cut through all the interference I usually pick up when I read live. That said, I still experience prophetic sequencing. It's a real thing. And it means I might receive parts of the story out of order or months before they play out. You'll see it when it hits later. This is especially true if I decide to do an auto write. So trust. I use cards as an extension of my intuition, not just as tools, but as mirrors that reflect the energetic truth that Spirit is showing me. These aren't just random pools, they're part of my psychic map, a way for Spirit to validate, confirm, and guide the process in a symbolic or literal way. The cards may speak to the past, present, or future, or even show patterns that are more symbolic or metaphorical. It depends on what Spirit needs to reveal. When you see me using my own deck, Forensic True Crime Oracle, they are built from years of working in this field, tuned specifically for the kind of channeling I do. That matters because each card holds layers of meaning that have been energetically aligned to support this work. You'll notice how often they hit. That's not a coincidence, that's spirit. So, when you see me using cards, know it's not just divination. It's direct communication, a visual language between me, spirit, and the story they're trying to tell. And hi, I'm the psychic who talks fast, jumps timelines, and knows stuff before it happens. You might hear me say, this reminds me of another case. That's not me getting distracted. It's psychic linking energetic blueprints. I call this interconnects or soul echoes. Sometimes I pull clues months before a case even happens. It's weird, but I trust it now. This is what I mean when truth before fact, and why I keep records. I read charts, energy, and timelines all at once. My method combines astrology, clairvoyance, and forensic intuition. It's not always linear. That's the point. So if you feel like I'm talking in riddles, don't worry, I'm decoding as I go. I don't just get vision, I get prophetic sequences. They're like energetic downloads that come in as fragments. Symbols, flashes, names, places. They don't always make sense at first, but later they match exact details. The truth always finds its shape. When names or places repeat across readings, it's not a mistake. It's part of the energetic blueprint that Spirit is revealing. Patterns hold power. Welcome to the way my brain works. It's not always tidy, but it's real. And if you stick with me, you'll see the patterns too. Ground rules for this channel. It applies to all cases. 1, I don't make this shit up. 2, I don't speculate, I channel. 3, I speak for victims, not viewers. 4, this work is sacred. It comes from spirit through me. I walk with them as they tell their story. Sometimes I feel what they go through. I ask you to respect us on this journey. When you argue with the message, you're not just disagreeing with me, you're disrespecting the victims who gave their voice through spirit to be heard and are telling their stories. This isn't a playground for conspiracies or a space for personal theories. You're welcome to have your own beliefs on your own page in your own time. But here we protect the message. We honor the voices that trusted me to speak for them, and we hold the line for the truth and justice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and viewer discretion is advised. To just understand more how I work, there's a link to a video in the description box that is more detailed. Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. I have a little bit of a different video for you today, something that's like been on my mind. And yes, I said I wasn't going to work the Charlie Kirk, and I'm not. This is something different. This is a pattern that I'm recognizing and something I want to bring to your guys' attention. It's kind of bugging me that no one else seems to be seeing it. So, I've gotten visions since the first time that there was something similar like this that happened, and I checked with the astrology, and it validates everything. So I've got a little mix of my visions and the astrology, and to tell you guys what I feel is going on. So thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you so much. If you watched the video before, I appreciate it. And if you fast forwarded, that's fine too. But those are all the ways to support me and how my gift works for the most part. Okay. So getting into this. Some of you have been asking me again about the recent political shootings, and I wasn't going to cover it, but I can't ignore the patterns anymore. My visions combined with the astrology are showing something deeper than just lone wolves. This isn't about left or right, it's about noticing blueprints when they repeat. I've been sitting with this because the astrology, the visions, each time this happens, I get the same vision of an underground group. But when aligned with these recent events, it's strange. We're looking at three different young men, all around the same age, all tied to political shootings. When you lay the event charts side by side, they share repeating signatures: Mars, violence action, tightly tied to Uranus, shock, sudden breaks, and Pluto, power and control, and manipulation, pressing down. These are classic energies of being used as a vessel or an instrument rather than acting completely alone. Now, here's where it gets important. I'm not saying this is MK Ultra, but the astrology echoes the kind of blueprint we've seen in the MK Ultra style programming: manipulation, weaponizing grievances, and shaping someone young, angry, and trainable into a tool. These charts scream external influence, like someone behind the curtain is pulling the strings. This isn't just about one shooter, it's a pattern. The event chart lines up in ways that suggest a system of recruitment or programming: young men being groomed, grievances being weaponized, political targets being hit. It looks less like coincidence and more like design. And that's what astrology is so good at: revealing hidden blueprints. Whether you believe in conspiracies or not, these repeating patterns are showing us something deeper is at play, more than just one guy acting alone. Here's the pattern. When you put these charts together, they read like a hidden mechanism. Saturn in Pisces is directing young men, Mercury, Mars triggers, into high impact violent acts. Pluto in Aquarius shocks for collective effect. That's exactly the vibration of programming, grooming, brainwashing. And not saying literal MK Ultra, but the signature is very archetypally very similar. Control, hidden influence, ritualized execution. Now, and here's where my own visions line up with what the charts are showing. Back when I saw Luigi's case happened, I kept seeing Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise. I didn't know if it was symbolic or literal, but I couldn't shake the underground professional vibe. At the time, people thought I was reaching, but now that we've had three young men in a row, all politically charged, all carrying weapons like they were trained for this, every time there's a shooting, I get the same vibe. I see things working underground. Other young men, assets with targets, waiting to be deployed, so to speak. This is why they all seemed professional in the moment. They are being trained that way. This last shooter, his dad's a cop. His family turned him in. He's being he's been handling weapons since he was a kid. That makes him the perfect recruit. It doesn't mean he wasn't angry or didn't pull the trigger, but what the astrology and my visions are now both showing is that these kids aren't acting in a vacuum. There are forces, groups, or influences shaping them, weaponizing their grievances. There is a Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. A group, maybe on the dark web, maybe through video game influences or chat groups, something like that. Which is what it feels like. Look at the messages on the bullets. These young men aren't doing this on their own. They're being manipulated, brainwashed, and radicalized. Just like you want to look at where are they getting the money for these things? Think about it. When you see the pattern repeat, you stop asking, was this random? Or start asking, who benefits? Look at the event charts, these three cases. The young man who tried to shoot Trump, Thomas, Luigi who killed the CEO, and now the most recent 22-year-old Tyler, the same planetary signatures show up again and again. Mars and Uranus, sudden violent shock events; Neptune with Mercury, confusion, brainwashing, blurred reality; and Pluto fingerprints, power, control, and underground forces. That combination doesn't just scream one angry young man, it screams manipulation, strings being pulled behind the curtain. And if you followed me, you know my gift is a pattern recognition. I don't always see the exact who or where, but I track repeating blueprints, and the blueprint is repeating loud. And every time there's been this, I continue to see the underground group, and I continue to be surprised that, oh crap, they're young. Didn't think that the first time when I was getting, because they felt very professional. They felt older. It's you're also feeling the handler behind them, okay? Um the energy around it. And back when Luigi shot the CEO again, I kept seeing the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible. I thought, symbolic? It's telling me these aren't ordinary shooters, but trained, groomed, or programmed. At the time, again, people dismissed it. But now look, three young men, same age range, same grievance energy, same political focus, all moving like professionals. That's not random. We even compared these event charts to known MK Ultra timelines, and the same aspects show up. Mercury distortion, Neptune fog, Mars Pluto weaponization. I'm not saying this is MK Ultra, but the astrological pattern is too loud to ignore. It shows the same blueprint of people being influenced, manipulated, or weaponized for someone else's agenda. These cases line up astrologically with historical assassination attempts that have been associated with mind control theories. um, I probably was going to say this wrong. Saran Chapman and Hinckley Jr. The same Mars, Pluto, and Neptune signatures show up, suggesting a repeated pattern of hidden manipulation. What's striking is that when we overlay these event charts with the historical assassination attempts, the Saran with RFK, John Hinckley with Jr. with Reagan, and Mark David Chapman with Lenin, the same exact planetary markers show up. Mars and Uranus for sudden violent action, Pluto for hidden power, and Neptune for manipulation and fog. These signatures have long been associated with theories about mind control and programming. So it isn't just coincidence, the pattern is repeating across decades. And when we compare these event charts with the crooks, Luigi, Kirk shooter event charts, the same astrological markers came up. Mars Uranus, sudden violence, shocking attacks. Pluto, power behind the curtain, hidden control and manipulation. Neptune, illusion, fog, programming, mind control themes. Nodal Chiron activators, karmic wound, exploitation, often in charts of people used as vessels. The astrology echoes the same energetic blueprint of manipulation, programming, and hidden hands. So, the last three shooters, Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20 years old from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, Luigi M., and now Tyler Robinson, all share the same blueprint astrologically and physically. Someone is pulling the strings, weaponizing their grievances, using their strengths and certain training, and manipulating them by saying they won't get caught. If they do, they will take care of them, they will be protected, and they get to act on their feelings about while being protected. They get to be a part of something bigger. They're being controlled and used, all young and easy to manipulate minds. And when I get the same visions in astrology over multiple cases, I stop and ask if it's random and start asking, again, who benefits? Who benefits from the political chaos, from fear, and from division? I've said it before. I've seen visions of blue and red hats fighting in the streets. Symbolic, yes, but when I see young men repeating same violent pattern, it feels like prophecy lining up. So no, I don't think these cases are random. I think we're watching a blueprint being played out with young men groomed or manipulated as pawns. My job isn't to say who's behind it, it's to show you the energetic pattern. And right now, the pattern says underground influence, programming, and political chaos. And that, my friends, is something we cannot ignore. So, every time one of these shootings has surfaced lately, the event chart shows the same signatures: impulsiveness, vitality, and manipulation behind the scenes. Uranus and Mars keep pointing to sudden action. Neptune tied to Mercury shows confusion, foggy messaging, and people being drawn into something larger than themselves. Pluto shows hidden hands, control, and sometimes recruitment. What stood out to me is this: each of these shooters has been young, late teens to mid 20s. Actually, they're 20s. That's not a coincidence. The chart highlights raw energy that's easier to weaponize or influence. This doesn't mean that I'm predicting events. It means the blueprint keeps repeating, and unless the cycle is broken, the next one will likely look the same. Someone young, carrying grievances, possibly pulled or programmed into action. My work is about noticing patterns, and this one is too consistent to ignore. Right as I was talking about this pattern, a vulture circled over me, a messenger I associate with Hecate and past crossroads experience. For me, that was Spirit's way of underlining what I'm saying here. Sometimes signs don't come as crows or owls, they show up in animals around you. That's how Spirit adapts and makes sure we pay attention. And what I kept seeing too is it's like each of these people that are being recruited and are being brainwashed or whatever, they all have their own targets. It's all set ahead of time. If we look at certain things that also happened around this one, it's kind of weird. Like certain political figures, and Yahoo and Trump, had posts preset by AI for 302 or whatever. I don't know when they had that preset for. That's not saying anything. There was books about it on Amazon before it happened. They're saying that that was just an accident. It was posted the 9th or published the 9th and it happened the 10th. Weird things like that. But the pattern around here is young men, political targets, professional level execution despite lack of formal training, same vibe repeating across cases. This is exactly what pattern recognition is, seeing beyond the individual details into the repeating framework. And so that's what I have to say about that. And that's something that continued to repeat and continue to repeat. And I couldn't understand it because all these young kids kept like, think about it. Really, really think about it. Why would these young kids do this? All of them around the same age, all of it, it's like the same exact way, you know? It's like you're seeing the repeating thing. Like they each have their own targets. They each have a time where they're supposed to do it. And then this happens. And then all of a sudden they get caught really easily, even though they're told, hey, you won't, if you don't get caught, you don't got to worry. If you do, we'll protect you. That type of thing. And they feel like they're in it for the greater good or there's something in for them. And they believe it because they're being brainwashed. So this was my thought on it from the beginning, from the first time that we saw. Actually, I wasn't really sure about the Trump one, but it aligns with the blueprint and the pattern. So definitely felt that way with Luigi. I started getting this underground feeling of like this underground network. So just saying. All right, that's my thoughts on it. Meet the otter that guards my sacred sparkle. These aren't just any bracelets and products. They're energy tools from outer spirit. Real crystals, real intention, and real cute. Worn in every reading, loved through every channeling, and they're otter approved. Wearing intention matters, especially in my spiritual work. All pieces from Otter Spirit are handcrafted with real stones, protective energy, and a 2-year warranty. They're sacred, durable, and adorably wild, just like the ones who inspired them. And when you purchase, you're not just supporting my spiritual work. $1 from every bracelet goes to help protect real-life otters, too. Because cute chaos deserves protection. Durable, beautiful, and soul-aligned. Exactly how I like my tools and my people. Links in the description, in the Linktree, if you feel pulled. Also get 10% off with the code OtterFamily.